What the? What the? Are we having even more random ghost closed hats? Because that wasn't happening before. What the fuck just happened? Was it just like a little glitch, I guess? I don't know. Ah, god damn it. How long has that been a thing? See, I wish that there was a way for me to know. A way for me to know when it randomly decides to stop projecting whatever I'm projecting. Or a way for me to know when it freezes, I guess. Because I've been sitting here just doing shit. So even if it's frozen, can you still... Oh, you can't... Oh yeah, nah, you can't hear it at all, right? Because when it's frozen, if it's capturing from the actual application and the application, or at least the capture of the application is frozen, then you guys wouldn't hear at all what the hell I'm hearing. I'm over here just jamming on my headphones and you... Oh my god. So, I mean, I wish there was a way to know how... Well, why and how that happens. Nah, it's not because of the headphones, because it's capturing it straight from the application. So what I assume is that any and everything that's coming from the application itself, if the capture of whatever I'm trying to capture is frozen, it's not gonna transmit any of it, which sucks. But that's also the only way, at least as far as I know so far, to be able to get the audio, the actual audio, like the full audio from the, so that you're able to hear exactly what I'm hearing, as opposed to having it come out of the speakers, which doesn't translate the sound properly because it's not the full frequency range. Maybe there's another way, I don't know. Damn, that sucks. Let's do this real quick. Oops. Yeah, I just wish that there was a way for... I just wish that there was a way for me to know when that happens, right? And to also know why it happens, so I could prevent it from happening. So it should be good now. I can't say it's frustrating because it's not like a major issue necessarily, but who knows how long that was going on for. Like, who knows how long I've been just sitting here vibing to shit and the screen's been frozen and there's no audio but my voice. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure that out somehow. Question is how. Because there's no way to know when it happens. Because there's no way to know when it happens. Yeah, I have the stream open too, but maybe I should glance at it more, I guess. Just in case. I mean, I suppose. Question is, why does it happen? Because I'd much rather know why it happens to know what causes it, to either prevent it or maybe have an idea of when it's going to happen so that I can, you know, kind of preempt it, I guess. Because it'd be different if it was something that didn't necessarily require constant audio, like if I was gaming. Like, yeah, oh no, because even then, yeah, it probably, you wouldn't even be able to see it. I guess the same thing would, well, no, because in that case, it'd just be a screen capture, or a window, or a screen capture. I don't know. But it's a lot more, it's a bit more annoying when it's literally just audio that I'm working with. Because it's not too big of a deal necessarily for you to see what I'm doing, technically, very technically speaking. But then in that case, it's like, what's the point, really? But more so because of the fact that it is audio, you know, I don't know. And what sucks too is that it isn't even like, it's not even, because it'd be one thing if the entire thing froze. That would be a bit more understandable. Like, okay, I can tell that something happened because, you know, I'm not even moving. But the fact that I continue moving perfectly fine while the thing that I'm trying to capture is frozen, both in terms of audio and visual, is kind of interesting, for lack of a better word. What am I doing? What was I adjusting? Sure, we got that. Oh. Yeah, part of me feels like it could be overload. Like it could be overload. But then if that's the case again, why wouldn't it cause anything else to mess up, you know? Because it's literally just the application that I'm capturing. I might have to test it with some other applications, I guess, maybe, to see if it's specifically FL, or if it's just an overall thing whenever I'm trying to do a window capture, or what the case might be, I guess. Or just fuck it. Say fuck it, we ball, and just you know, pay attention to the stream more when I'm streaming. Just to make sure that it's not something that's thankfully it's not like a major thing. It's not like a an intricate fix that's required. It's literally just resetting whatever it is that I'm capturing. So it's not too big of a deal, I suppose. Okay, so we were adjusting that. We cut those so that's not playing when the open hat plays. That's all. We might as well do this too, right? While we're at it. Oh, did we fully copy over the chorus is my question, now that we've made change. Oh. Okay, you know what? I would say, just to be on the safe side, we'll go ahead and take from here to so why does that highlight the rest of, oh, because it doesn't have another marker, Del Carlos. So we'll just highlight from there to wait, I wanted to highlight all of these. Let's go ahead and highlight all of this. Just in case. Curses. I guess I'll just zoom out a bit. And we'll cut it right over. Right over here. Right there. So let's go ahead and cut that out. Cut it out! Just to take all this. Oh, we missed a bit. Oh, we missed a bit again. Just to take all this, and there. Now it should be good. Literally. Seems like it copied it over perfectly. It doesn't always do that, so it's good to know. Oh no! We got more random. I swear, I felt does this to play tricks on me. Cause what's that like double hi-hat that just happened and just doesn't happen again? Like what the fuck? I don't know if I want to have the whole thing fade out, because I'm a big fan of just letting the bass ride out, of just letting the bass and the drums ride out. I'm a big fan of that. So undo those changes. Yeah. Because this is the full chorus here, and then we could, I guess we just have maybe the whole thing right out. Or just simplify it a bit over here. Oh, did we not cut it out of the chorus? I mean, I don't think it makes a big difference, but every little bit that you can have to carve out space. Oh no, we did it in the chorus. Yeah. Every little bit that we have where we can carve out space properly is important. I didn't do much, he says. I mean, I really didn't. Honestly, most of it, the majority of it was just slight editing in terms of like literally what I'm doing right now, which is just cutting out some parts of certain sounds just so they're not playing at the same time, or more specifically the hats in general. And aside from that, a bit of arranging, just to get the certain parts to sound the way I want them to, with regards to the chorus specifically, and then just copying stuff over pretty much. Yeah, so I didn't do much. I haven't done any sort of in-depth stuff. I've spent the last hour literally just kind of honing in on the sound that I specifically want for everything. No. We gotta do it a bit closer, right where the note starts. Oh, it just sounds too abrupt if I do that, I guess. It's no biggie. Yeah, it's always a good idea. Organization is important when you're trying to get going on things. It's amazing. It's kind of like the difference between saying you'll do something and writing it down instead. Like, it makes it more concrete, especially when it comes to organization and having somewhat of a guide when it comes to the process of whatever you're trying to do. Even if you don't have the details sorted out, it's important to get some sense of organization, so that way you can, if things start to go haywire, you can kind of look to that to get you recentered and focused. Let's just delete that entirely, why not? Since we're trying to fade it out at this point. Because I do want to... I could do the second chorus. Actually, fuck it. Let's delete all of this. Since we're just trying to have the bass and the drums right out anyway. Well, bed rotting's never any good, and I know how that goes. It fucking sucks. Big fan of just letting bass and drums ride out. It's just so good. Why wouldn't you? If you got a good groove, might as well, right? Or what you consider a good groove, at least, right? Because everything in this world is subjective. Actually, yeah, we could have it. We could have it. Could have. I'm hearing a slight dropout right here. Yeah, slight dropout right there. I'm not sure if for Spotify or for just YouTube. I would say do both. Why not, right? Might as well. So you can, like literally any and all reach that you can have. Might as well. You might as well just do it. Simply because everyone's on everything, and what you don't get on one platform, you might end up reaching someone on another. You know, like there's never any reason not to, right? You want to cast as wide of a net as possible. Yeah, cut this little part out right here. Hey. Shorten this just a bit. Yeah, I thankfully will never know the pain of, you know, being a woman. Thankfully. But so I can't necessarily say I understand, because I never will. But I feel for you. I feel for you. Love that part with the bass only. Yeah, me too. Me too. I like it a lot. As I've mentioned, I'm very, 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 very particular when it comes to, very fond of bass and drums. Just something about, I'm probably biased as a drummer, but something about it just always works so well. You get a nice drum groove, you get a nice bass rhythm, just, you literally don't need anything else. Everything else is just, you know, icing on the cake. I wish I might maybe try to find a way to incorporate that with just drums and bass at some point in the song. Maybe, depending on, I guess, maybe at the beginning, maybe, because I would kind of want to do it here for the pre-chorus. Oh, maybe we could, right? Nah, because that's where the chords come in, and it kind of adds a bit more substance to it. And it doesn't seem very pre-chorusy. It does kind of just seem exactly like that. Like, it'd be different if I was building the whole groove around that and not adding anything else in terms of melody or rhythm. Because I could literally just use this last part right here, make a beat on its own, and just, you know, write to it. But maybe I will. Who knows? Or do something similar. Oops. Actually, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll do this part right here. Have this rock out. Nah, we don't need that one there. And then I think that's fine. I was gonna bring the keys back in and then have it fade out. One of these open hats is bothering me. That one right there. I kind of wanna open hat there. No, I want it to go with the bass. Hey. Maybe no, I want it to be quicker. At least the open hat to be quicker. If that'll work. I mean, it can work. too quick. Nah, I don't want it exactly on the beat. Oh, it has to hit with the, yeah. Because I had it before I mentioned the bass. It has to hit with the, can I zoom in anymore? Yes. As zoomed as we can be so we can line it up properly. We gotta line it up with the, I assume, there. Yeah, okay. It's right there. Okay. We can't match curls. They can figure out more songs when you have lyrics. Yeah, but I think it's good where it is, honestly. Because I don't think... The only thing that'll change will be any sort of arrangement to maybe... to not only make a bit more space for the vocals, but also emphasize certain parts of whatever I'm trying to emphasize. As far as sound-wise, in terms of adding sounds, there wouldn't be anything else for right. Well, maybe. Let me not say that, because I do still have labs here that I haven't experimented with. Part of me is kind of feeling like an underlying pad of some kind that, like, you know what? Yeah, no, we'll do that later. Yeah, part of me is feeling like a pad of some kind to kind of give it a bit more airiness, I guess. Give it a bit more of like a... Just give it more emotion. More emotion than what I currently have. And give it a bit more of a... What's the word I'm looking for? I guess airiness wasn't it, but it's something along those lines. I wanted to make it kind of feel like... not heaven, but I wanted to kind of have like kind of an angelic feel to it, kind of like a, I guess like a heavenly quality to it. That kind of makes you just feel like you're falling through the air in a way. Not necessarily falling, especially considering what I'm going to be talking about is more so with regards to, you know, a life being cut short and not really being able to fulfill whatever potential it could have had for the world. But yeah, that works. That works. I think that should be good for now. We just got to start writing to it. No, my curls are not out today. They are, but they aren't. My hair's just tied back. So they are out, but they're not out in all of their glorious radiance. Do you even have curls? You don't have curls, do you? At least not. I don't know. I don't know what your hair looks like usually. So drink water and stretch your back. How long has it been? Are you timing me? Are you putting a timer to remind me to stay hydrated and stretch? Do I look tense? Is that what's going on? Is that what's making you think that? I'm not tense. My chair just sucks. Sorry, chair. You're old and don't have a second armrest for me, and you're not the most comfortable chair in the world, though there could be worse. Bro, you've been here for an hour and a half. Yeah, but I was drinking water and stretching and drinking water and stretching prior to you arriving, and I even drank some water and stretched after you arrived. Okay, so I think we're good. Something about that first clap. Just I don't really care for it. I thought I had shortened it. Or was it in another part of the song that I shortened it? Something about that feels. And then if I go back, it's not going to do it again, is it? Where is that? Oh, where is that random? Ah, it's so frustrating. It won't be too big of an issue if it prints that way, but let's go ahead and save. Yeah, I feel like that's all that this, or maybe honestly it just needs a delay. Maybe it doesn't need a pad after all. Actually, let's play with some sounds. Let's go ahead and save. Let's take a quick potty and stretch break. Yeah, everyone's bones crack. It's not a sign of age. It's a sign of being sedentary. When you don't move for a while, I forget what it's called, but that some acid builds up in your bones. So then when you finally stretch, there's those little bubbles end up popping, and that's what makes that cracking sound. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking. Actually, yeah. Let's play around with some sounds real quick. Let's see if we can find something in labs. Let's save. Let's connect the piano. Oh. Bam, boom, 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 boom. I'm just always gonna play that song. I just fucking love that song. It's just such a good song. My friend showed me pictures of his kids. Oops. And all I could show him was pictures of my cribs. He said his daughter got a brand new report card. And all I got was a brand new sports car. Oh. And my head keeps spinning. Can't stop having these visions. I gotta get with it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh. It's really cool sounding. I might have to use Lab's drums next. Oh, I don't like how that's. Oh. I might have to use Labs more often. As much as I like using other random stuff. I feel like that might take too long to. Yeah, it's called Welcome to Heartbreak by Kanye West. Can we adjust? What's this? This is. Oh. Attack. Turn that all the way down. So that we can get the sound immediate. What's this? This is the, what, master volume? Yeah. What's this? This is. The maximum. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Nah, we want it. So I'm thinking. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are extremely problematic. Him more specifically because he has extremely opinionated views, which anybody should, in my opinion. I don't agree with everything that he may say. I mean, that's just life. I'm not going to agree with everything anybody says, realistically, but there is a case to be made that a lot of the stuff he said, not the more out there stuff, but some of the stuff that is considered quote unquote crazy or whatever, is due to, you know, him knowing the inner workings of certain parts of the industry and, you know, trying to speak up on those and not really being able to, and along with some other stuff. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's the kind of person that figures that any publicity is good publicity. I don't really care how you're talking about me as long as you're talking about me, which makes sense. He does have quite the ego. But then on top of that, there's something about the world as a whole that when you don't have opinions that conform to what they think, what people think they should be, you're automatically going to be kind of ostracized and, you know, labeled all sorts of negative things in an effort to discredit your name and make you seem worse than you actually might be. It's just an unfortunate part of this beautiful yet shitty world that we live in, or maybe more specifically shitty yet beautiful, since I like to end on a positive. But that's just how it is. If you don't stick within certain guidelines or certain standards that society has, all of a sudden, you know, you're crazy. All of a sudden you're all sorts of just dumb shit for no reason, just because you don't want to sit here and follow the same mindset as everyone else. And yeah, of course, there always has to be lines that you shouldn't cross. I mean, but not everybody has that kind of, I guess, everyone's limits are different, essentially. Like, yeah, there are certain lines you shouldn't cross, you know, but everyone's different. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm thinking maybe it's another thing too. Labs usually has, I guess it might just be the sounds. Certain sounds are just super. Ooh. What do I want to go for? I was thinking pads, but strings might work. Possibly. Possibly, depending on. Nah, it sounds unnatural. I want them to be. Ooh, damn! I love me some cello, man. I mean, strings in general are just amazing, but cello especially. There's something about cello. It's probably because it can hit those super low octaves, and I'm a big fan of bass. I'm gonna say it till the day I die. I love me some good bass. And oh my god, cello's just, oh. Fucking love cello. fuck are the chords in this? It's in D minor, right? So I think I played. Wait, that's not D minor. Oh yeah, it is. What did I? What the hell did I play for the chords? Boom, 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Let's see, we got D minor right there. We got what? Oh no, sorry, G minor. We got G minor there, D minor, D major. Interesting. That's not D. It's not D major. I mean, it technically is. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Wait. No, it's not, Carlos. What the fuck? What's wrong with you, Carlos? What's wrong with you, bro? Did I just do something? Oh, no, I didn't. I don't think I did. I accidentally right-clicked, and right-clicking deletes stuff, so I hope I didn't delete anything. But, we got G minor, we got... What's that? B flat major. Even if this doesn't, you know what? Nah, it doesn't matter. And then we got what? A minor? Yeah. So G minor, A flat major, A minor. That's what? 4, 4, 6, 4, 6, 5. It's an interesting chord progression. Maybe we could... Yes, please send me that Aurora cover. Because I'm sure it sounds fucking amazing. Anything with cello, I don't think you can ever go wrong with cello. I really don't. Unless you're just not playing it properly, you can never go wrong with cello. Because cello, it's so amazing. Maybe we could do inversions. Maybe we could do... Because the question is, if I want it to be kind of an underlying pad, obviously we could, I guess, just adjust the volume instead of, well, just don't play on the higher registers either. Ew. Yeah, cello definitely sounds better in the... I can't even go down to that octave. Not that I would want to. That sounds super ominous. Yeah, it's that's an octave. That's an octave below where my keyboard goes. And this keyboard doesn't have a... This keyboard's super old, by the way. I got this keyboard back in 2012 for reference, and I think it wasn't old then, but it wasn't new either. It had been out for a couple years. So it doesn't have any of the functions that you would expect a modern day keyboard to have. Did it freeze again? Doom 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 doom. I think it might have frozen. No, it didn't. So then why isn't it showing? That's weird. It doesn't show up at all. Like, you see me moving my mouse. I'm literally moving within labs. Like, I'm dragging the plugin around, but it doesn't show the plug. I wonder why. That's so strange. It's just invisible. That's so weird. I guess it doesn't really make too big of a difference as long as you can still hear it. So we could do that. Because part of me wants to have, I don't know, maybe not cello. I don't know. There's just so many places to go. Oh, the places you'll go. It just doesn't suit it, I think. I mean, not this specific sound at least, but... Or maybe arpeggiate it? No, if I'm gonna arpeggiate it, I might as well have a fucking harp. Well, not necessarily. I don't know. I'm thinking just a pad, maybe, instead of strings. As beautiful as these strings are, I'm thinking a pad might be better. Better in general. I don't know. Harmonic birdsong violin. Oh. Can you hear that, by the way? I assume you can, since nothing else is frozen, from what I can tell. I'm just thrown by the fact that the plugin isn't on screen, even though it's on my screen. Yeah, but it's too high pitched. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess then again, I could just turn it down, right? It's a bit... I mean, I guess I could also EQ it, but... to get the harshness out. It does sound ethereal, you're right, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. Because part of me feels like the verses are kind of lacking. Again, honestly... Harmonic birdsong cello. Oh my god, it's just so beautiful. I honestly think that it's just a matter of delay. We throw some delay on it. Maybe some reverb, EQ a bit, and I think we would honestly just have the space that we need, or that we're trying to achieve, with a pad. Let's see, let's go ahead and save before we make any sort of changes. We won't start mixing just yet. Though maybe we should get a good foundation prior to adding effects, right? So let's go ahead and just listen to it. Let's listen to the loudest part, which is the chorus, of course. It's the chorus of chorus. I will never apologize for my puns, as long as they're funny to me. Which is funny, because I usually groan at other people's puns. Unless they're good. If they're good, if it's a good pun, I'm gonna laugh. But a lot of people's puns are just super cheesy. I think puns in general are just kind of cheesy, right? Which is why it's kind of hit or miss for people. But I like puns every now and again. I mean, I just like wordplay in general. It's why I rap. It's part of why I rap. Because wordplay is fun. Wordplay is fun! So let's see. We're just trying to... So we're just gonna go ahead and loop the chorus. Who needs puns when you're oh, the joy of being serious when people think you're joking. Yeah, that happens a lot when I'm mad. But because I don't get mad super often, people sometimes think that I'm not actually mad. Which makes sense, you know? But I mean, obviously I wouldn't know about being autistic unless I'm autistic and I don't know it, which would be kind of an autistic thing to be, right? But I'm pretty sure I'm not. ADHD? Probably, but I don't think I'm autistic. I might have some traits and qualities of an autistic, just like of the gays, of a gay. But, you know, of someone who's autistic, but I don't think I am autistic at all, realistically. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm doing keys. I'm not doing keys. I'm not fixing, I'm adjusting the keys. I'm not doing keys. We don't do keys around here. Unless we're just talking about the metric system, which by all means, okay, cool. Yeah, we won't do any sort of intense mixing just yet, just because I like to, when I'm mixing, I like to kind of reference back and forth between the speakers, my headphones, my phone, other random speakers. I don't have a car to currently test it with, but so I don't want to mix on here and then end up having to make too many adjustments later on. So we'll just get a good foundation first for the mix. Let's put this away, all the effects. Again, it could be because it's panned. You know what? You know what? You know what? Here's what we do. We turn everything down. Everything. Ride, I don't know if I'm going to use you. We'll keep you there just in case, but I don't think I'm ever going to use that ride as much as I like it. We turn everything down. And then we, the bass can stay up because the bass always stays up. No, not really, but I know I'm not going to adjust it from where it is since it has to stay there since it's not as prevalent yet because I haven't added any sort of distortion or anything. So I know that turning it down. So the goal is to pretty much start with what's most important, which is the ADHD overlaps with autism almost every time. And it's missed because ADHD hides autism traits. Is there like a test? Like a personality test, but for autism? To see just how autistic you are. You're 23% autistic. Yeah, because if there's something like that, I would definitely do it. Otherwise, it's not really too big of a deal since I don't, I live my life well enough without having to worry about it. Oh, so you're either so it's like being gay. You're either 100% gay or you're not gay at all. It's the same thing with autism. You're either 100% autistic or you're just not. Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay? You are gay. Oh, man. You are gay. Why are you gay? Alrighty, so the bass will stay there. We'll bring everything up according to what we want to hear, which obviously drums. Hello. And then, since we don't have any It's cool to hear it stripped back like this. Ah. See, if I was a nervous test taker or someone who just feared tests, I'd be worried about, oh my goodness, I'm gonna score so low on this autism test. I mean, I guess the kick will go there too. Considering the samples aren't super like high quality necessarily. They're good, but not like, because the fact that you can already hear the snare, I mean the snare is from the same pack, but it's somehow way better quality than everything else. The fact that you can hear it this low, and me having to turn the kick up just to keys, we're not using you right now, so we don't need to have you plugged in and have me sit all uncomfortably. Yeah, sure, send me the link. I'll be glad to take the autism. I'm gonna ace your autism test. I'm autism. I am the embodiment of autism. I don't even know why I have this up, since I'm not, like, I don't have any effects or anything yet, so I don't really need to reference this for anything. Yet. Let's just use our ears. Always trust your ears. Always. Always. Your ears are always your guide. It's music. You don't look at it. I mean, unless you have, what's it called? Synesthesia? The people that can see, like, colors and whatever when they listen to music? That's pretty fucking dope. I wish I could do that. Imagine that shit on shrooms. But, yeah, so use your ears. Always use your ears. I mean, snare's going up too, because we fucking love drums. And then since the bass and the drums are kind of the cornerstone of this, as much as the melody carries, this is the main groove of the song. In some other songs, not so much, but in this one specifically, and I guess just my bias for drums and bass, it's usually going to be the, oh. Did I press play? What happened? Yeah, so I'm biased towards drums, so we're just gonna for the most part, especially because I do hip hop, so I mean the drums and bass are always kind of the center point of the groove. If you don't got a good, I could vibe just to bass, and then when, you know, eventually once we start adding effects and everything, we'll have to adjust our volumes again, but we just want to get a good foundation for the starting point for the mix. And you notice that because of the velocity, the hi-hat sounds kind of low at times, but that's kind of also the point. then again, like I said, the pack that I got these samples from, not all of them are like of the highest quality. Not shitty quality to the point I can't use them, obviously, but because it's open hat compared to like the regular closed hat, and the snare specifically seems to be just really and then obviously when you're mixing, your ears are the most important part. I mean, your ears are the most important part in literally every aspect of making music. That's why I keep saying trust your ears, but even more so when you're mixing, if you decide to mix, because not everybody wants to, right? Not everybody wants to mix their stuff or mix any other people's work. I myself enjoy it because, like I said, it's like I said before, I mentioned it. It's kind of like a puzzle that you got to figure out. And there's just so much you can do. It's just so much fun once you really get into it. Carving out certain frequencies and really making space for everything to sit properly in a mix. It's just so much fun. But it is, it can come with some difficulties, especially as you're training your ears. Like, again, I'm no expert. I've barely been doing this for barely much time, realistically. I'm a musician at heart, but I haven't been producing for very long. So I just, I think me being self-taught kind of helps my intuition a bit more, since I've had to trust my intuition more with regards to music overall, compared to someone who might have gone to school for it and feels like they have to like adhere to certain rules. But even then, obviously, I'm still learning. And that's part of it too. Always make sure you're learning something. There's always something to learn, something to, to hone in on and really work on to become better at. And enjoy the process. Always enjoy the process. If at any point you feel like you're not enjoying the process, take a step back and, reassess. Find what it is that you're missing and make sure you're having fun again. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. The same way that you want other people, or at least I hope if you're making music, you want other people to feel something through what you're making. You yourself also need to feel something, right? You yourself need to like it. Because if you don't, no one else is going to. Don't do it just because. Do it because you actually enjoy it and love it. So again, this might be my lack of training, because my ears aren't the most finely tuned, and it might just be the not consequence, that's the wrong word, but the overall effect of panning. Because when you pan something, what's this at, 40? If you notice, if I pan the shit all the way to the left and right, it seems to sound slightly louder just because it's, it's in a space all its own, which ultimately is kind of the goal when you're mixing, without having it be kind of so disjointed like it was there, which is why I wouldn't, unless I'm really trying to do something, I wouldn't fully pan something necessarily. These elements don't work together all that well when they're fully panned anyway, so. And that's pretty much it. You just keep iterating on the same stuff. That's literally all it is. Iterating, getting the reps in. You get reps in by just doing it. Try to create every day, or at least work on something creative every day. And you fine tune your ears along the way. Fine tune your own sound. Because everyone has taste. Everyone has, again, everything in this world is subjective. So different strokes for different folks, but everyone has a specific taste that is their own. So you kind of fine tune your sound based off of your own tastes and influences and inspirations. And through that, you also train, your ears, and you get a better idea of what you're trying to go for, what you want to hear. It's just all really fun. If you're passionate about something, dive wholeheartedly into it. And I can guarantee that there'll be difficulties, but you're never gonna hate what you're doing. At least you shouldn't. Like here I am just having a podcast over over the beat that I'm mixing. So I know that this is too low. And one thing that's really good too is just to overdo it. Like with regards to effects and like volume, you overdo it so that way okay, you know your middle, you know your good mid ground. This is OD, we don't need it that loud. This is too low, we don't need it that low, so then you find a middle ground in between. It's really not as hard. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and dismiss the art of mixing, especially as someone who's still a relative novice to it, but people overcomplicate things by overthinking them, At least when it comes to creating, be deliberate with your choices. If it doesn't work out, you can always just Command Control Z, go back to what you had before. It's all a trial and error. So now we found a good mid ground in between super high and super low. I mean, but it could also be the headphones, Way too loud. This sounds like it's way too low. That sounds good there. Now we save that. I mean, realistically speaking, I'd probably bring the kick and snare down if we're trying to balance it around the bass so that they work. I mean, I myself like to balance everything around the drums. Again, it might be biased. It might be like who knows? But I like balancing everything around the drums. The drums, are the center point for the most part, and then everything else will kind of fill the space around and create a good sense of depth. That's how you kind of create that depth and feeling overall outside of the specific music that you're playing. It sounds like the outro to like a fucking mixtape or some shit. I'm a big fan of those too, is shout outs and saying some dope shit at the end of a song right after you're done, and then having it right out. Like, hell yeah, I might just do it with this song, who knows? Maybe. I do have a lot to say with regards to like this specific topic, but we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Now, if I really want it, because the bass doesn't have any effects yet, I know that, what? Why not? It's not gonna make that big of a difference. Where is it? I mean, it'll make a difference, but not, a ridiculous difference. Please don't freeze. Please don't freeze. When I'm opening things, please don't freeze. I hope you don't freeze. Thank goodness, because you never know with FL. You never know with FL, because oh my god. It'll freeze at the most random moments. I don't know if it's optimized for Apple silicone, M1 or the M series in general, but yeah, man, I was worried about it freezing because it freezes all the fucking time. Again, I don't know. I think it's a matter of it not being optimized for Apple silicone, Apple M series. I don't know what the specific name for it's called. Apple M series silicone, Apple silicone M series. I don't know, but this specific, you know, this specific make of Apple products, because like legit. It crashes on me all the time. So before we do anything else, let's save. If we're really trying to balance the drums around the bass, because the bass again is the groove, specifically. Gotta love that saturation, like oh my god. And now obviously it makes the we're not gonna have it that loud, obviously. Or are we? Fuck you, I do what I want to. I'm gonna cut out all those highs. We don't need to cut out all the highs. We're not gonna cut out all the highs because it removes some of the presence that we want. Wow, God, but it's just something about just bass, man. Like, how can you not love it? Get it? I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this forever until I die. You're gonna get sick of hearing me say it, but you get a good drum groove and a good bass going, and you don't need anything else. Oh my god. We might even just play around with the EQ, honestly. EQ it at certain parts to have it cut off like that and only hit certain frequencies. So that's too low. Obviously, it's super subby, which this bass isn't. Right there's a You know, if you're making stank face, you got something good going on. And I don't make stank face for anything. Unless something stinks. And this shit stank. Again, we're not gonna have it this loud. We'll bring it back up to about... Actually, you know what? The best way to do this, realistically... Best way to do this realistically is to see exactly where it is. And then just cut it off. You don't want it just to be subby. Like if you're layering basses, then okay, cool. But if you just have one bass sound, then obviously you want all those extra, especially if you're saturating. Actually, we should put this up top first. Move this up. Your effects chain matters, so. Yeah, bass is really a really brain-tickling instrument. I fucking love it. I fucking love it if it wasn't obvious by me repeatedly saying it. Stank face. Yeah, you know, because I mean, think about it. It's called stank face because you make that face whenever something stinks really badly. You're just, that's gross. I don't want to smell that. You know, so you make stank face when something just hits you just right, like you said, it kind of tickles that part of your brain, and you just, you can't, you hear some really good. You either hear like a really good part of a song, or you hear some like really good lyrics or something, you know. So or you just. I mean, it's not just for music. You make it with anything that's fucking just disgusting, you know. But in this context, obviously we're doing it with music because you just So let's go back to this. So we can see that there's obviously some towards the end, the tail end here of about 2K when we're hitting certain notes, but we don't really care too much about that, mainly because it's not going to influence the sound much. Because you can see we can go all the way down here. We can go all the way down here. That's when you start to hear it kind of be a bit more muted. So at least for me, what I'm going for, it might be different. I should be mixing in context technically, or EQing in context, very technically speaking. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Obviously, we had the saturator on OD. Let's get the we've been sitting here fangirling over bass and drums. So let's get the melody and chords going. And obviously, because it's high pitched, you can kind of already hear the melody, despite it being so low compared to everything else. But also due to that, it's not gonna go up as high on the fader as everything else is. And since these kind of work in conjunction, we'll just bring them up together. You don't get the correlation? If it's good, why would you make a disgusted face? For the same reason that people say, oh, that's sick, bro. You know, the same reason that we use words that don't mean what they actually mean to mean the opposite. Like, you know, it's for the same reason. Because, I mean, think about it. Obviously, it might be more of like a, I guess, American slang. But when something just hits just right, it just tickles, not necessarily your brain, because music does that, but when something's just really fucking cooler, you know, something's just, you know, you're watching a game, be it sports or an actual video game or whatever the case might be, and you just see someone do something just absolutely insane, you know, like you can't help but just make that, you know, like. So, you know, you make steak face, because that shit was disgusting, that shit was grimy, that shit was dirty. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? Again, we're gonna bring it all the way up. So here, it's obviously overpowering the drums and the bass, which is not what we want, despite the melody and chords being a good, you know, I wouldn't say the main focus of the song. Maybe it should be. I don't fucking know. I'm not a singer yet. Or should I say I'm not a proficient singer yet? Because I do sing. I just gotta, you know, hone my ability. And again, all of this is probably going to change, not too much, but slight amount, not only when I start writing and get lyrics going and have to adjust around the vocals, but also once I start adding effects, that's going to change it a decent amount too. Let's go ahead and save. Low battery, you know what that means, kids. Aside from the obvious that the battery is low. My battery is low. Gotta go. Going to a place nearby. Going to a place nearby. Damn, I haven't heard that song in forever. Let me tell you the story about the call that changed my destiny. Me and the boss went out just to end up in misery. Okay, so again, this is before any sort of incredible effects taking place. Taking a place. I do need the melody and chords to be somewhat prominent since they are part of the song. but I don't. I feel like that's a good place to start. And now we just listen for a bit. I still feel like that clap is too loud. Something about it. Maybe my left ear hears stronger than my right ear, which could be the case. What if we flip it? Flip it real quick. Flip it real quick. Flip it real quick. Flip it real quick. Let's flip it real quick just to see if that is the case. I mean, Dochi is OD, man. Dochi's incredible. I don't blame her. Yeah, I think I saw like a post where Hayley Williams, because Dochi mentioned that Hayley Williams, or I think Paramore, was like one of her like biggest inspirations. And Hayley Williams said something about she deserves all the Grammys. It's weird. I mean, my right ear might be slightly, I don't know what the word would be, but slightly less good at hearing than my left ear. Let me flip it one more again. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I didn't think my ears were that varied in terms of hearing potential, hearing ability, but... And again, this is why we also reference on multiple things. I'll check it on the speakers, I'll check it on my other pair of headphones, I'll check it on my phone, I'll check it through the laptop speakers. You know, yeah, no, I hear it louder on the left too. It's weird. Despite it being at the same volume. Like it just, or maybe it's just, I don't know. Because it's not like I have more stuff going on the right, because I don't. Literally the only thing that's on the right is the melody ever so slightly and the clap. Everything else is panned left or center, so it doesn't make sense that it sounds louder on the left. Unless it could be a matter of like certain sounds, maybe. What if we just... Nah, because then everything centered doesn't work either. Because even now... Oh, duh, Carlos, because it's still panned on the... Stupid. I forgot that it's Nah, it's because it's also panned on the channel rack, which adds its own panning. So I would have to adjust for that as well to then really see. But it doesn't matter. It's no biggie. Fuck it. Maybe we just pan it slightly less so that way it doesn't sound as loud. And then pan it less on the channel rack as well. I'll stretch after the stream is done. It's about to end anyway, just because my battery's low. And this is the more tedious part of the process, is mixing. Especially once you get vocals in, I can see why some people don't do it. It's meticulous for one, which not everybody has not only an ear for detail, but wants to sit here doing it. But also the fact that you can very easily kind of start to go crazy. And I'm sure you can imagine why, because you're looping the same, sometimes the same 2 bars over and over just to get one little thing right. So it can be, it can be a bit, what's the word? Trying. It can be very, very trying on the, fatiguing on the brain, let's say that. It's also the fact that I've been doing it for a little bit. It's good to make, to give your ears breaks. So we'll actually pause this real quick. Give ourselves even though we're short on time as it is, give our ears a little, quick little minute break. Just so we can refresh them just a bit. I clapped specifically so that my ears can get a better feel for, because you're supposed to go outside and listen to something else, but I guess I could listen to myself talk, but why would I want to do that right now? I'm not doing a podcast. But yeah, you're supposed to do something to kind of refresh your ears aside from sitting here in silence. I guess hearing my own voice is while I'm talking, as in coming out of my mouth, not actually listening to myself talk through a video or something. I guess that's something, but preferably something that has maybe a bit more noise. Not too much, but just enough to where your ears can readjust. Take a quick little break, come back to it with our dwindling battery percentage. I wonder where exactly it'll cut off if I'm streaming and have an application open. Because if I'm doing something regularly, it doesn't really cut off. I've only had it cut off on me once, where I'll be doing something and forget that I dismissed the low battery indication, and then it just randomly died on me. But that only happens, I think, once it gets to 1%. I'm not sure if it'll do it sooner when I have other stuff running, but if it does, it does, right? We already know the battery's low. We already know the stream is ending. I won't have a send-off necessarily, but excuse me. Alrighty. And we could also adjust how much it's coming out here. See, there's so much that you could do aside from just adjusting the faders, because I could also adjust how much it's being sent to this bus over here. But that, why? The volume is always the main option, and should be the main option when it comes to the beginning of mixing and overall, really. I think part of it might also be because the clap itself is of a higher quality. Because if you notice, all of these are from the same pack, except for this perk. And yeah, all of them are from the same pack. I think the snare is too. No, the snare isn't. That's why it also sounds... but the snare, it's really good quality, but it is also kind of low, I guess. So everything except the snare, the perk, and the clap are all from the same sample pack. So that might also be kind of playing into it, because the elements that aren't from that specific sample pack sound higher, louder. So it might just be an issue of quality. Who knows? Too low. I think that's a good point right now. So now maybe we could stand to widen this just a bit too. See, if we widen it that much, you notice how everything else kind of gets lost. So maybe pull it back. Un chin chin nada más. And again, we're gonna have to adjust a decent amount anyway once we start adding effects. But what you want to usually do, I would say, at least what I prefer to do, I wouldn't want to make any sort of major changes aside from maybe like volume wise. Obviously, that's not always the case, especially when it comes to EQing, and once you start adding effects, and it makes, it kind of pushes stuff forward and back, depending on what you do with regards to like reverb and delay and, everything else. That's where it'll really start to have the mix take shape and give you a good sense of a 3D space, at least hopefully. I mean, but hey, I'm not an expert. And more specifically, I've been mixing for not very long, so we'll see. Again, I'm just gonna trust my ears. So here it's too low. And it's actually very surprising, but I didn't realize until I started actually getting into producing and mixing specifically. But it's very surprising what a difference a couple decibels makes. So for reference, 3 decibels is probably the most noticeable change for people who don't do this on the regular. So if I go from here and go down 3 decibels, 3 decibels is kind of like the marker for where you definitely notice that there's a difference. Maybe I shouldn't have done it with the bass, because the bass is probably not a good example, but if we do it with the snare, you can see how it already kind of brought it lower, pushed it back in the mix essentially. Now that I think about it, I don't know why bringing down the snare made me kind of pinpoint on the hi-hat. But yeah, it's amazing what a difference just a couple decibels makes. Especially once you start to hear it, it's kind of incredible. Too loud. And then once you start throwing automation into it too, so that you're adjusting the volume of certain effects, or adjusting the volume overall to go up and down according to what you want to emphasize, that's when it really starts to take shape. So I think that's a good basis for now before we start adding any sort of crazy effects. And yeah, it's a good stopping point for the night. I'll start writing some lyrics, and maybe start writing some lyrics, and then tomorrow I'll probably just end up maybe starting to add some effects to stuff. Add some effects, obviously do some more mixing around that. Maybe do some automation. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see where the night takes us. But yeah, it was fun. Thank you for any and all of you who might have joined. And maybe not. It is nighttime, so there's more people online. So it might be chugging along. Nah, but well, at least FL specifically, when you do certain things, like earlier when I unplugged my piano, it completely restarted what I was playing, as well as like when you save. Because if you notice, I'll sit here listening to it, and it pauses ever so slightly every time you save. So certain things kind of, cause it to not glitch, but like stutter just a bit. Oh, then maybe, yeah. Then it might have just been the fact that there's more people online right now, possibly. But yeah, thank you, Danny, and all of you that might have joined. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace and much love to you.